What's up, everybody? It's Bryson Carter from the Journey Podcast. Just wanted to take a minute to clear up the fact that we are not professionals, and what you hear on this podcast is just opinions from people that really inspire me, and hopefully it'll bring the same amount of inspiration to you as well. But if you legit are struggling with depression or how you feel about yourself, please go see a professional. There are professionals out there that can help you, and we are not those professionals. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the podcast, and hopefully you guys can take something away from it that can help you on your day-to-day life journey.
I also recently, okay, I'm one of those people who's like, well, I just don't know because he's not telling me. He's not telling me what I'm supposed to do. And I'm a very planned out person. I don't like that I don't know the plan. But recently I was talking with someone and they're like, hey, you're looking for a sign. And what you need to understand is that sometimes a sign does not come physically, but emotionally, and how, like, I had a bunch of interviews, and with one school I was interviewing, it just flowed really easy, and with school, it was just kinda like, I felt like I couldn't say what I wanted to actually say because I wanted to say what they wanted to hear, and so it was just kinda like "Okay, well, is that how you feel about the school in general?" Like, it's just kinda like that kinda thing, so I obviously have been praying about it and waiting to hear back from her a lot of things, and so we'll see where it goes from there, but I think that was something that was really important, is to understand that a sign is not always a physical sign. Like, exactly, "Okay, here's a note of exactly how it's supposed to go," and I'm just kinda like, "Okay, this makes more sense now."
Yeah, and it can be hard because God has a way of being like, of making you think you're supposed to go one way, and then be like, "Nope, you're going that way." It's
Just meeting, we're for this one.
yeah, but it's awesome though, and I get the whole planned out thing. I like to plan things too, so it can be hard with like not knowing, like what you were saying, just because you want to be successful. I mean, some people don't care about being successful, but being the people that you and I are, like, we want to be successful. That's just, the way it should be too. But so it could be hard not to know like where you're going, but for sure, that's awesome.
And, like, right now, everybody's putting their enrollment deposits down and, like, applying for housing, and I'm like, "I'm not gonna be able to live on campus," and I was like, "Well, it's required to live on campus, so they better figure something out." Like, I know, but, like, it's just, like, little things.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, "Hey, so," and both of my siblings, my brother knew exactly where he wanted to go,
Mm,
and it was definitely a God thing
yeah,
because he had gone to this, presidential scholarship thing. Mom and dad, for some reason that morning, just thought, "Okay, we're gonna bring the checkbook. We're just gonna bring the checkbook, see what happens."
yeah,
Because there's obviously, they had a sense, like, "Okay, we're probably gonna put this deposit down." And my brother came out of his scholarship meeting, his little interview. He came up to mom and dad, and he was like, "I think this is where I'm supposed to be." And, like, I told mom, I was like, "I want that moment." And
yeah,
she was like, "You might." She's like, "You also might not,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, for real.
that might be what it is." And my sister wanted to go for volleyball, so she went to a small little private college. Um, and that was exactly where she was supposed to be too.
Yeah,
And so, like, obviously I know, like, wherever I end up and wherever my friends end up, that's where we're supposed to be.
yeah,
But it's definitely hard when people keep asking you, "Where are you going to school next year?" And I'm like, "Actually, I don't know yet.
yeah. There's
I
nothing
don't
wrong with that.
know." I'm like, "Okay, alright, don't, it's fine." Like, so many people don't have regular decision kids haven't even found out yet.
Yeah,
But I guess because people know I'm just like, I like to plan ahead. It's
yeah,
kinda like "Oh, you don't?
yeah.
Sure good,
I like it. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. We're gonna figure that out
Yeah,
when it gets there." But yeah.
that's cool. What would you tell those people to help them, the people that have victim mindsets?
It's a really great question. I think that's definitely something that's dependent upon the person.
Yeah,
It I mean, when I'm talking to, let's say it's someone that's my friend who is fallen into a victim mindset, I would probably be like, more like pointing it out and saying, "Hey, like, this is where you are right now. I think this is something that needs to be addressed." I think addressing it is the first big thing. Like, "Oh, I am falling into, oh, poor thing."
excuse me. Yeah, yeah,
Little
yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah.
I think addressing it is definitely the first thing, the first step. I think from there, it's just kind of like you have to realize it when it happens. You have to change that action. I personally, what I do is I like start praying about it and praying about it. I don't realize how much I fall into it until somebody else in my friend group says something. I'm in a very, like, we're all Christians. We all take our faith very seriously friend group.
That's cool.
And so they'll be like, hey, dude, do you realize? I'm like, yeah, yeah. I'm glad you said something. I was starting to feel something. I was like thinking I was going crazy.
That's awesome, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good friend group. That's cool. Yeah. Oh, and it can be easy to do. A lot of times, what I'll do is I'll just go to the mirror and just like talk to myself and be like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Oh, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think sometimes it kind of feels like when you fall into a bad routine of just like victimizing yourself and making yourself priority and like all of these things, it just kind of you as a person, like you don't feel good.
No,
Like
definitely.
you don't want to get up, you don't want to do something. Like it starts veering towards like a depressed state. And I think a lot of people just refuse to say they're depressed, especially being religious.
Yeah.
Because if you have Jesus, then you can't be depressed. But that's really not how it works. And my sister actually is going into um psychological sports applied psych. Um and she is like, this is crazy because you don't understand it as well as you could until like you're studying it. And my sister's like, you don't see it from your own perspective as well as somebody looking in can see it. And that's why it's so important to have people close to you who
For sure.
do tell you the truth and like,
Yeah.
hey, like, you're falling into this. But personally, during COVID, when I had nobody to socialize with and it was just my family, at some point I had just reached a point where I was just like completely down in the dumps. And that was when I was like, okay, my sister has told me multiple times something is not right here with you personally. And that's when I was like, okay, I gotta wake up and realize, like, okay, I'm not where I should be, and I'm not following God how I should.
Yeah.
I'm not pursuing a relationship with him, and that was something that I had to
Yeah.
turn the other direction.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, there's a lot of the strong people who are going through things they won't, they're not gonna say like, which, um, to those people, like it's like I want to be able to. I'm not qualified to help those people, but I want to so badly. I think just showing the love too, and a lot of those people will. And it's like I had no idea that you were going through something. It's just making sure that they know that people are there for them.
I think every now and then, like a little reminder to someone, like honestly, a little compliment can go a long way. I actually have had people like walk past me in the hallway. I'll be like, "Hey, like, I love your shoes. Hey, your hair looks great today," or like they'll say it back to me, and that makes my day. And I know that's probably made theirs too,
That's awesome.
because sometimes people are just they put on this front that they are perfectly fine
Mm-hmm.
when they really are not.
Yeah.
But you don't know.
Yeah.
And so I think that's something, like, personally, I've been one to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but recently I've definitely shown my true colors in my house, and my mom's like, "Hey, what is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Actually, I'm distressed. I'm sorry." And she's like, "That's fine. Like, it's okay to be stressed. It's okay to, like, feel everything. I don't think it's okay to take it out on other people,
No, definitely not.
but it's
Exactly how to do it. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
definitely something you gotta figure out and address and turn the other way."
For sure. Yeah. And people express it in different ways. Like mine, I think my music changes. So Allie or my mom and dad be like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Nothing. I'm just listening to music." And they're like, "No, but you listen to a certain type of music." So that's
Like, but we can hear it.
yeah.
We can do that too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. That's awesome.